Evening, everyone. All the regular meetings will order at 5:30 p.m. May we please have a roll call?
Yes. Board Member Aaron Simontato.
Present.
Board Member Norma Gonzalez. Present. Board Member Patrice Stanzioni. Present. Board Member Dolores Rivera. Here. Board Member Dina Flores. Present. Superintendent Dr. Anthony Ortiz.
Present.
Dr. Julie Harrison. Susan Ibarra. Board Member Present. Tamiko Lee Nolasco. Present. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 3, approval of the agenda of the regular board meeting of July 23rd, 2026. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Stanzioni, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Flores, any discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye. 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 Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Item 2, organization, appointment of superintendent as secretary to the Board of Education for 2026. The board president recommends the Board of Education appoint the superintendent, Dr. Anthony Ortiz, as secretary to the Board of Education for 2026 per board bylaw 9122. I'll make the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded
It's
by,
unanimous.
who's the second, I'm sorry?
Both of
Ms.
them.
Flores. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye. 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 Aye.
Aye. Congratulations. Your items, pledge of allegiance. At this time, I'd like to welcome our new superintendent, Dr. Anthony Ortiz, to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Right hand over the heart.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, first and foremost, welcome everyone to Bassett High School. It's a pleasure to see actually a full house this evening. It's rare for a board meeting in general, let alone during the summer. So thank you all for being here. Thank you first and foremost to our staff who were able to make the space really beautiful for this evening. I know we have a lot of textbooks. It was the middle of the summer in a high school, so it was not as pretty as it could have been. So thank you to the team who got this all put together. Tonight we welcome our new superintendent in schools, Dr. Anthony Ortiz. Dr. Ortiz comes from Colton Joint Unified School District, where he previously served as assistant superintendent of student services. After a robust search, the board is very excited to welcome you to Bassett. Before we allow you to, have a few words of welcome for yourself, and before we can say a few brief words ourselves as a board, we'd like to take an opportunity to recognize some guests we have this evening who will be recognizing you as well. And in particular order, I think just how the staff got the RSVPs. I first want to see if we have any representatives from Senator Bob Archuleta, Daniel Phone, or Carlos Harris. Senator Bob Archuleta was very excited to have welcomed me to Bassett Unified. I'm sure we will see a lot more of him, and you will see a lot more of him now that he becomes superintendent. Senator Archuleta represents more so the gateway, I would say. I think kind of extending towards Downey, Whittier area, with if you might have new legislators next cycle. But Senator Archuleta has been here supporting Bassett with the aquatic center, with the girls fitness room, other ventures that we've had locally Bassett. So thank you to the state senator. I do want to recognize from Assemblywoman Blanca Rubio's office on the April Casanova. I believe I saw. And I'm not sure if let's see there is then from the the Los Angeles County Supervisor, Notice of Lease and Response. From the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Industry Sheriff Station, Deputy Gary Ortega. And another recognition we have this evening is from the House Representative. So our U.S. Representative Bill Cisneros was not able to join us tonight, but he and his team was able to share this certificate of congressional recognitions to history. U.S. House Representative, Washington, D.C., July 21st, 2026. The Honorable Gilbert Cisneros Jr., California 51st Congressional District. certificate of congressional recognition presented to Superintendent Dr. Anthony Ortiz. A recognition of your start as superintendent at the Unified School District. Thank you for becoming part of the BUSD community. Staff and faculty look forward to your leadership, guidance, and management. On behalf of California's 31st Congressional District, congratulations to your new role, and I look forward to working with you. Signed, Gilberto Señalos. Thank you very much. I do want to just invite to the podium if there's any words of welcome, introduction, beginning with the Assemblywoman's office, Ilo Casanova, if you have any words to say.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, the little person.
There we go. Oh, congratulations. As the USD, good evening, board members and community. My name is Abel and I am a district representative for the Office of Assembly Member Blanco Rubio, who represents the Holy Assembly District in the California State Legislature. And I am honored to be here on her behalf to welcome and to express her support to the new incoming Superintendent, Dr. Anthony Ortiz. The Assembly member would like to extend her most sincere congratulations and as your appointment as the new superintendent. As a former educator for more than 2 decades, the Assembly member understands the challenges that our schools face and remains committed to ensuring every student has access to quality education and to the resources that every student needs to succeed. Please know that you have a committed partner, the Assembly member's office, and we look forward to working together in the years ahead to support our students, families, teachers, staff who make FAFSA USD a place for everyone to be successful. Congratulations once again, and we wish you every success as we begin this new journey. Best wishes on the year coming ahead. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bring that. Perfect timing, actually. Thank you.
Good evening. Good afternoon. Little out of breath on my steps in about 2 minutes ago. But I'm Maria Ponce. I serve as the supervisor for the Solis Senior Field Deputy, overseeing the unincorporated communities of the Puente Valley, but also City of La Puente, City of Industry. So we just like to say welcome. We work really, really closely with Bassett Unified. And I think, I guess, I think, over the years, right, the supervisor has really made it a point to keep ongoing communication with school districts, with the staff here, and I think just to highlight a little bit of what we've done, because we are coming up on the supervisor's final day or months in office, right? I think some of our core memories have really been Bassett High School joining us at the LA County Fair Parade 2 years ago, and then most recently we launched what the supervisor's calling Operation Laptops, which is an initiative to give underserved youth in the community laptops to ensure that they're getting the best education possible. So we actually look forward to working closely with you, Dr. Anthony, on just continuing this legacy. I think we have one more round left in us before this is done. But again, welcome to the Puente Valley is what we call it. But honestly, these communities, right, they're surrounded by the cities, but Bassett gets his name from an unincorporated community, right, which is a community that's served by the LA County Board of Supervisors. So we look forward to working really, really closely with you and continuing the supervisor's legacy down the street. I heard we just got an aquatic center here, but we also have an aquatic center open to the community right down the street. And then we're also looking forward to opening what will be the first regional county park in 35 years, right up in the hill. So you got a great view to it. But there's no better place to be than the Puente Valley, in my opinion. And I'm not from the area, but the area has really welcomed me as an outsider, and I think they'll do the same for you. And again, just looking forward to working closely with you. And on behalf of the supervisor, welcome to Bassett and to the rest of the district. I do have a certificate. I can just walk it over if you'd like, but again, we'd like to continue our partnership for the remaining time. And again, just ensuring that both your students and your families and everybody is well served in the most well-rounded way. Thank you and welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like to invite to the podium of Deputy Gary Ortega and your team. Would you like anything to say? If no on the spot, just. I'm sorry.
Do I need a present? Okay. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Bassett Unified School District, Flores, we work in partnership with her for many years. Pretty soon we take a lot of pride and are very blessed to be a part of this community. We look forward to not only your success, but the success of the school district itself, of the students. We take a lot of pride in making sure that we're very active in our community engagement in the community, and I would say this, we're planning on having a continued partnership. Anything that we can help, not only help or make a smoother transition for you, please let us know. But on behalf of Industry Station, I welcome you and congratulations, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I will allow my good friend, Ms. Flores, do the recognition for the next guest. Sorry.
Hi, Board President, I would like to share that representative from the State Calver's office is here, Martin Calderon.
Thank you, good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to be here on behalf of Assembly Member Lisa Calderon. As you know, we are partnering with you guys for this year's College and Career Fair. We're very excited to finally bring it over to Bassett. You guys are one of the districts that always comes out to our fair. And we're very excited, and I know we're here to celebrate with you, Superintendent. We're very excited to get to work with them. Very excited to welcome them to the community. And if there's ever anything the Assembly Member could do for you guys, please, we're only one call away. Thank you so much.
Thank you to our guests from local government, state government, county government for being here. I do know the city of Atlanta sends their regards. We will be working with them very intimately in the coming months, as you will come to learn. Thank you for being here tonight. It is greatly appreciated. Shifting gears a bit more personally, I know we have a lot of your family and friends here tonight. And first and foremost, I want to recognize your wife who is here this evening. If you'd like to come forward, but before you do, on behalf of the board, give it to you right now. But thank you again, for you and your family, your two sons, for truly a sacrifice that I believe you're about to make, to be so candidly. Not so terrifying, but at least we, as board members, we know that there's a sacrifice that our loved ones face, with our service to the community. And I can only imagine what that means for your husband and father to become superintendent of schools. So on behalf of myself and my fellow colleagues and our entire team, thank you, for sharing him with the Bassett community. We're really excited that he's here. We're really excited all the things that we are gonna get to do together, the product we're gonna make. So just on behalf of the board, we got some flowers, so that's what we want to do.
To write something out. Good evening, board members, students, parents, and community members. My name is Adriana Martinez Ortiz, and I have the privilege of being Dr. Ortiz's wife. On behalf of our entire family, our sons, his parents, siblings, in-laws, nieces, nephews, thank you for selecting Dr. Ortiz as the next superintendent of Bassett Unified School District. We are deeply honored by the trust you have placed in him. Our family is beyond proud of all that he has accomplished throughout his career, and we are especially grateful to see his lifelong commitment to students and education recognized with this opportunity. Over the past 33 years, I have witnessed firsthand the passion and dedication he has devoted to education. I have watched him work late into the night as a teacher, assistant principal, director, and assistant superintendent. Not because anyone expected him to, but because he genuinely believes every student deserves the very best.
One of the principles that has guided him throughout his career is simple. If it's not good enough for our two sons, it's not good enough for his students. That belief has always been at the heart of every decision he makes. Whether facing challenges or celebrating successes, he has consistently put students first. As you come to know Dr. Ortiz, you will discover someone who listens with intention, communicates with clarity, motivates others to do their best, and values collaboration. He believes that strong schools are built on strong partnerships among teachers, staff, administrators, families, and the community. As you get to know him even better, you will discover his wonderful sense of humor, which has a way of bringing people together. Our family has complete confidence that he will lead the district with integrity, transparency, humility, and unwavering commitment to the students. We are incredibly excited for this new chapter and are grateful for the opportunity to have given him. We know Dr. Ortiz will pour his heart into ensuring that every student in Bassett Unified School District has the opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive. Thank you for your time, for your trust, and for welcoming our family into your community. We are truly grateful.
And now this is the very lovely and also embarrassing part, open mic. Does anybody want to, any words, wisdom, any congratulations, anything from our staff, anything from the public? No obligation. We start this time. Yeah, awesome. All right. I know we have board member comments, so I think we'll save our words, then if that's okay, but at this time I want to recognize, Dr. Ortiz, our superintendent of schools.
Thank you, Board President Cimental, for this evening, and it's an honor to be here tonight, my first board meeting. Just realized I didn't get my wife any flowers. So, it cost me. I've used the word surreal to describe my experience, and I don't think tonight, I think it's different. I serve as an example to anyone who told someone that they couldn't do something and persevered. That's me. So, but I'm wise enough to know that accomplishments like this rarely happen alone. I'm here tonight in gratitude to many in this room and maybe some watching or listening from home. I appreciate you and Board President Cimental and the rest of the Board of Education allowing me this time to acknowledge my support system. First of all, to the Board of Education, thank you for placing your trust in me to lead Bassett Unified School District. It is a privilege to hold the title, and I willingly accept the responsibility. I'm committed to serving the Bassett students, staff, and families. To my mom and dad, Julia and David, thank you for the sacrifices you made and the values you instilled in me. Everything I'm as a leader today began with what you taught me at home. To my wife, Adriana, and I didn't know she was going to speak tonight, so that's a tearjerker. So thank you. Thank you for your unwavering support and patience through every, as you said, late night phone call and email during this journey. There will be more to come. Having you here tonight makes the moment even more meaningful. To my sons, Adrian and Aiden, thank you for my constant reminder of why this work matters. Continue to be compassionate, humble, responsible, and serve others. To my extended family, thank you for traveling this road with me, literally and figuratively, for coming here tonight, making your trek through traffic. I appreciate it. My achievement is only possible with your love and support, and I'm deeply grateful for each of you. To my work colleagues and friends, thank you for the countless conversations, advice, and encouragement that guided me through the path to superintendent. Your belief in me, both personally and professionally, helped me grow as a leader. I want to thank also our special guests here tonight for their recognition and kind words. I do look forward to working with all of our law enforcement and community partners. I believe that we will do great things for Bassett together. And last but not least, to my executive cabinet, Alexander, Dr. Harrison, Tamiko, and Susan, and all the Bassett staff for making me feel welcome and part of the family. I'm grateful to have an amazing team around me and look forward to the success that we will gather together. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Some didn't have a choice, but I appreciate it. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you.
Make it formally and finally official, as a token of your office. I did want to present to you this medallion. This would be a reminder of the, duty and responsibility that I'm happy you've acknowledged, that is, Bassett. I'm sure we will all talk about it later tonight as well, but just how seriously, we take this responsibility, not only for ourselves, but for you. Hopefully it's not too late night conversations, we want to respect dinner and all that stuff. Hopefully it's not any too big of fires, but you have an amazing team here. You have a lovely support system. It's an amazing community that we have, and we just have so much care for it. So we're excited to have you in Bassett Unified School District. We are excited to see all the great things that you will support us in navigating, if it's academic, if it's fiscal, if it's supporting our employees, all the things with Bassett. So on behalf of the Board of Education, Dr. Ortiz, we are very excited to formally superintendent schools. We have refreshments. So in the back, we will take a recess for, maybe 15 minutes. Feel free to grab your pictures with him, do all your silly things with him. We have some treats, just, enjoy it. And then if you'd like to stay, we have lovely presentations tonight. We have a packed agenda. You're welcome to stay if you'd like. So we will go into recess for about 15 minutes. Thank you, everyone. And we will come back recess and begin with some presentations and recognitions. Begin with the Measure BB bond sales report. Would you mind introducing the presenter this evening?
Yes, thank you, Board President Senior. I'm actually going to, welcome to the podium, a couple of representatives from Piper Sandler. They wanted, to speak about the Measure BB, the bond sale result. Have, some good news for, welcome, come on up.
Good evening, board, superintendent, and audience. My name is Steve Gall with California Financial Services. Our firm represents the school district as their municipal financial advisor. As the superintendent mentioned, we want to share some great news about the recent Measure BB bond sale with you, and then take a moment to kind of look back at the Measure BB measure all together. In November of 2020, the voters within the community approved Measure BB, which allowed the school district to go out and issue a total of $50 million in bonds to repair and upgrade school facilities. We're going to share some information specifically about Measure C this evening, which is the third series of Measure BB and the final series. So at the completion of this saving, the district has accessed the total of the $50 million for facilities.
Out over there.
Yeah, is there, that would be a PDF, right?
Yeah, I think it's, if you slide down.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The listening audience, we're just fixing it over here.
There.
Perfect, thank you. So the last time we were in front of the board was back on April 21st. At that time, the team presented to the board for approval a resolution authorizing the final series of bonds. What we have on this slide here is just kind of an abbreviated timeline of the process in order to move the bonds forward. I will note at the time we spoke to you last, we did ask the board for the approval of the ability for the bond sale to move forward with a component being sold as capital appreciation bonds. So for that reason, we actually were in front of the board both on March 24th and April 21st. We're happy to report that the utilization of capital appreciation bonds was not needed, which saved the taxpayers within the community a significant amount of interest payments in the future, which is great. And Helena will be sharing a little bit more detail with you. After board approval, the district's team and staff moved forward on the next step of the process. And that was to reach out to Standard & Poor's, a independent rating agency, to present the district's credit. The Standard & Poor's evaluates many of the municipal bonds issued in our market. And they really want to get to know the issuer, both the kind of what I would say the hard credit for the bonds, the community, the assessed valuation, the interest rate assumptions, these types of things. But also they asked a tremendous amount of questions about how's the district itself managed? How does the board manage and take action with budgetary issues and those types of things? And happy to report that the district staff did an exceptional job reflecting what we know to be a really, really well-run district. And as a result, Standard & Poor's affirmed the district's A rating, and we were able to move forward with the bond issuance, presenting that to potential investors.
Raven, just with respect, this chart here is showing you the movement in interest rates since the beginning of the year. And truly kudos to Susan for the timing of this sale was fantastic. As everybody knows, in the beginning of the year, really in February, end of February is when the US announced the attacks in Iran and interest rates shot up. We all saw that certainly at the pump. Inflation also rose. That tapered off and it worked well within our timing of our financing. We actually went to market and sold bonds on June 24th. And at that time, interest rates had really stabilized. We've all seen what has happened since that time in the month of July. We're up, our interest rates are up about 0.25%. What you're seeing on the slide here is the benchmark, we call it municipal market data. And that's the tax exempt interest rates for a AAA rated bond. You saw the credit rating slide before. So this is the highest rating you could get. So they think of a basic aid school district. Bassett has an A rating, still very strong, but it sets interest rates off of this index. So just to kind of give you a snapshot of the overall timing of this sale was really ideal. I think you would see results that Helena is going to show you in a couple of pages that would otherwise be much higher, a higher tax burden on the community. This next slide shows cumulative participation over all three series, all three issuances. So for your total bond authorization that we have had the fortunate opportunity to work with the district on, you had over 200 million in orders from investors. They do their own homework. They read the report from Standard & Poor's and Standard & Poor's assessment on the district's credit, but they're looking at the financials and making their own determination as to whether or not it fits within their criteria, it meets their investors' demands. So you had 33 unique accounts participate over the course of the entire program. It's a lot of diversity. So there was excess demand for your bonds, which it boded well for our issuance every single time we went to market, but it also bodes well for the future. Once interest rates are lower, there may be opportunities to refinance bonds. Should you bring another authorization forward and should you be blessed to have the community support it, you have investors that have appetite for your bonds. Turn it over to Helena to talk about the results.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, so as Kristen and Steve mentioned, we're going to look at Measure BB in its entirety, as well as isolating Series C, which is what we just sold back in June. So as Steve mentioned earlier, the district has authorized and issued all 50 million of Measure BB. The financing statistics for Series A, B, and C are on the right. And the true interest cost is what I want to point out, and that is the district's borrowing cost, inclusive of all financing costs. So the district was able to secure less than a 4.5% interest rate for their bonds, which is really quite impressive. And this entire program has been structured extremely conservatively so as to adhere to that $60 tax rate legal limit, that's $60 per $100,000 of assessed valuation. And that's sort of shown visually at the bottom of the slide. You can see how Series C, we've layered it on top of the previously issued Series A and B to project out to our final maturity in 2054, all while adhering to that $60 legal tax rate limit. And as Kristen and Steve have mentioned, we were able to complete Measure B in a much more concise manner. So the original bond plan had a final maturity, so a final repayment time for the bonds of 2056. And we were actually able to, as you can see on the bottom graph, we have a final maturity of 2054. So that's 2 years shorter for Measure BB in its entirety. And the full program was able to be authorized and accessed within 6 years of the program's inception. Because as you know, Measure BB passed in 2020. So here we are 6 years later, all authorization has been issued. And lastly, just an overview of your financing team for Measure BB. And I do just on a personal anecdote want to say that I have had the privilege of working with Bassett USD on Series A, B, and C. And I know I'm speak for myself and Kristen and Steve when I say that we're just really grateful for this opportunity to work with you all and see the wonderful things that you guys are doing with these bond owners. So thank you.
For returning back to board. Any questions or comments from the board, Ms. Lotus?
I am absolutely thrilled. A rating. Wow, I can't remember the last time Bassett had an A rating. And the fact that we are going to be 2 years earlier, that is fabulous. This is great. All the records show positive. Thank you so much for this presentation, and thank you, Ms. Susan, and your team for all the work that was put in there. You're right on target. So thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Questions, comments?
Thank you for the presentation. Thank you, Susan, and your team for getting it in right on time the way, and we were able to benefit from it. So thank you for all your hard work too, that you've done on it. And I know you've worked with this before, so. Yes. And we've had good results, so thank you.
Sounds good.
Just to echo them, thank you both, or thank you all for all of the work that you've done for us. And we hope to continue that partnership. Thank you, Susan. I think there was a great reason why we hired you. Thank you all. This is very promising.
Yeah, the same for me. So thank you for the presentation. It's great to see that we're getting a solid age 2 years in a row. Is that your understanding? So that's amazing. But of course, thank you to Miss Ivana and her team, which, she's just been so amazing to work with and, and really knows her stuff. And that's why we're able to move forward with all of this. So thank you.
Thank you. I just had a clarifying question. I think it was under Steve's part of the presentation. Can you clarify, I think it was on page 1, where the taxpayer gets a savings for a certain type of bond we didn't have to use after all? I want a clarification on that.
Absolutely. So when we initially presented the bond issuance to the district, based on the interest rates at the time and the constraint of the tax revenue that could be generated under that legal limit, we were projecting that the district would have to issue a portion of the bonds in a structure called capital appreciation bonds. And so what a capital appreciation bond is simply a bond where the district would not pay the investor any interest on that bond until the end of the bond term. So if an investor purchased a 10-year capital appreciation bond, instead of getting periodic interest payments twice a year, they simply get $0 until the very end, and then they get all the dollars back once that bond is repaid. The savings from not using it simply comes from the fact that when you have that type of structure, you're paying interest, and you're paying interest on the interest. So you can think of it like every interest payment that you don't make, you're kind of almost re-borrowing that money from the investor. So if you looked at when we presented the bond back in March and April, we gave you a set of kind of best estimates of what we thought the interest rate was. That best estimate interest rate was well over 5% total for the bonds. And as Helena had mentioned, is we were able to kind of drop that from over 5% and get that down even below 4.5%. And really, it was a material change in the interest rate market overall. But also a large portion of that was just our ability to remove the utilization of cabs and just utilize all current interest bonds.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for bringing this back and forth. Second presentation, Curriculum Associates IReady, Dr. Ortiz, provide the introduction.
Yes, thank you for presenting and we have tonight Jack Kenny and Julie Toll, from both representatives from Curriculum Associates. My understanding is that Bassett Unified School District has been working with Curriculum Associates for a few years now. And we have two programs, there were two items at the last board meeting, one with Elevation, the other one with iReady. Obviously with some of the things that have been happening with iReady, the Board of Education had some questions and concerns. So Curriculum Associates was asked to come to the board meeting tonight to just speak to those concerns and hopefully reassure the board that we will continue to work together and Curriculum Associates doing everything they can to protect privacy of our students and families. Thank you.
Hi, everybody, thanks for giving us an opportunity to talk about this. Congratulations, Dr. Ortiz. Great job on the bond. So, awesome. So yeah, my name's Jack Kenny. I've been with Curriculum Associates for about only 4 months, but I've been in the industry, this side of the industry, working with major publishers for about 20 years. Before that, I was a special ed teacher, a school administrator, and a district administrator. And just, you know, why I'm up here is to address the concerns. The concerns are coming from a recent lawsuit filed against us around students' data privacy. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to go into details. And you have the handouts which address the facts of the case and with all our policies around student data privacy. And the links to those are online and available to parents and community, and to anyone in the district that wants to see our policies. Well, I'm here for these lawsuits are complicated, and I'm just trying to give you some background on it and to give you assurances that the students' data is safe. With that, real clear, I just want to make sure everybody's clear what iReady is and how the district uses it. I'm gonna skip that. One thing I do want to make clear about iReady is there is a lot of pressure right now on districts around screen time too, and that's where this is all coming from. So a lot of pressure is around like open-ended screen time, which I think we can all agree is problematic. I can say that around my own kids. My son just graduated high school. Really regret giving him an iPhone. I wish I'd waited a little longer. But the iReady screen time is not passive screen time. You know, it's not like they're able to go to websites and stuff. It's focused, purposeful. It's 30 to 49 minutes a week, and the district can control that to make sure they don't go over that and everything and so forth. And it helps, you know, it's basically meant to help educators understand how students grow and then to do differentiated instruction based on those results. You also use it for ELL monitoring too. To put the lawsuit in context, a number of education companies, most like the large companies from different sectors of the education companies that serve schools, have had lawsuits filed against them. And a lot of it's stemming from these concerns around screen time. So it's part of a broader effort that you're seeing here. The lawsuit on us filed against Curriculum Associates is from December 2025. And the claims, as we discussed, are on student data privacy. Our response to the allegations are clearly laid out and documents are provided and online, but a quick summary. And our stance on the allegations, our response to them is that they are legally meritless. There's been no finding or ruling or evidence that we have violated any privacy laws. We have filed a motion to dismiss and remain confident in our long-standing policies around student privacy and security practices. At Curriculum Associates, we handle student information in accordance with all applicable laws. We collect only the data needed to provide the services schools request. And it's the school and the districts that retain all the student data, not us. You're our partner, our contract is with you, the schools and the districts control the students' data. When, you know, unfortunately, I do realize the pressure this puts on you when the community, when this kind of stuff is so public, you're not the first board we've had to come to. We work with all different size districts from LA to really small districts up north. I will say, like, at larger districts where they have like whole legal teams and they have like huge IT departments. You know, they have looked at the lawsuit, which is very thick. I went through, it's like 200 pages, like 184 pages. It becomes very clear that the claims in the lawsuit could apply to any tech company that you work with in the industry. They're not specific to Curriculum Associates or iReady. They have very little to do with us. They're really specific to how tech is used in schools. And the law and the current laws in California and federally around how tech is used in schools. To help put that in context, I'm going to give you two of the main points in the lawsuit. And how they are meant to change the laws and not how we are in violation of anything. One major point in the lawsuit is that we don't adhere to the federal laws and the state laws. Because we don't get legal consent from parents to share student data, which is outlined in the laws. But the laws also state if you're contracting with the school is the person you contract with, not the parent. This would be every ed tech company in the industry that you work with. You probably work with like, you probably don't even realize how much you work with till you really start thinking about it. Not just your core programs and your supplement, but your attendance, your student management. There's probably like 20 or more. This would apply to every one of them. So this is not our issue. We are following the laws. This is also FERPA and COPA that we are bound by our vendor, which is the school district. The district remains the owner of student data at all times. We process the student data only for educational purposes that are expressed in our partnership with you in the districts we work with. If this lawsuit was to go through, and like I said, we filed the case to dismiss, it would mean every district, every tech piece you work with, you would have to get a permission from the parent to use that. Explain their policies, on the parent, read through those policies and have them sign off on it. Okay, that's what's stated. The other major point in the lawsuit is that we share and distribute or sell student data. We have never done that. We've been around for over 25 years. We're one of the largest companies. That could be why I didn't mention in the lawsuit, but we have never sold or shared student data. What we do is we do share data with other vendors if the districts tell us to, because we are bound by you. Our contract is with you. For example, one of the companies mentioned in the lawsuit that we share data is Clever. Everybody familiar with Clever? Okay. If you guys use Clever, if you didn't, Clever is what allows you to do single sign-on. If you tell us to share data with Clever, we share the data with Clever because they also meet all state and federal laws. If you didn't use a single sign-on in your current jobs, wherever you work, maybe not at the district, or if the students didn't, if you didn't use it to Clever, every single kid, K-12, would have to remember a username and password for every device. Your IT department would have to need 100 of them, at least, because they would have to roster every kid and every tech solution you use. If a kid left and changed schools, somebody would have to take care of that in all 20 tech pieces. I can't imagine, it would make tech impossible if we could not share with Clever. And the Clever's stated very clearly in the lawsuit. And I don't want to get into the rostering, rostering in each device. There's a lot of questions around the lawsuit. I just highlighted the two main, and we addressed them in the handouts and online. The two main ones are competitors named in this lawsuit. This lawsuit, we were the only ones named, but they do name all competitors they have quite a few lawsuits right now that they're filing, and competitors like Google, our school, there's quite a few other companies named in other lawsuits from this firm. But this one is just us. And they all are different areas. The other major question is what data is shared with us, and it's really what the district chooses to share with us. Mainly basic information, name, date of birth, grade school and student ID. The schools choose, and for California, sometimes we need to do this because this is what we report on. You might share additional demographic or program information such, are they English learners? Do they have an IEP? Or do they have free and reduced lunch? Are they eligible for free and reduced lunch? And those are basically the main things that are shared with us. We do have a partner commitment offer. We feel confident this will be dismissed. But if, to help you, to give you some confidence, like if the outcome of the lawsuit negatively impacts our ability to serve your district, we will refund everything from the time that happens. So if it happens in February, like we refund everything for the rest of the contract. We do support that. It is stressful, like trust me, it's stressful for me. I have been in your seats as a district administrator. I know this is making a lot of work for you. And you're already extremely hard enough as it is being a teacher or an administrator. We will support you, like everything's online, there's information how parents can access it. We will work with the IT department to address it. We will help with PowerPoints. We will, we're supporting all the districts in the country in California that use us to, to help save you time. Since we're having to do so much, we will do anything possible to help you deal with questions around the lawsuit. That's, I try to keep it short and summarize it for you, but I'll do my best to answer any questions as a non-lawyer.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Ms. Gonzalez.
Yeah, so I was the one who pulled actually the item because I had seen the concerns
Yeah.
and I wanted to make sure that although our district is small, that our students and parents are also being taken care of. I understand that there are some, that there is some basic information that needs to be shared with you and that you probably will be collecting some information because that's how you better your program, right? So that part is like completely understandable. Oh, have to turn that off. Also, my concern was that if we were paying for this program, why would you need to share the students' information? But I understand that that is not something that is currently happening. So thank you for clarifying that too. And I have spoken to or touched base with the teachers union and they are very happy with the program. And so, I just wanted to make sure that we, dotted our i's and crossed our t's when I get to this. So to make sure that everything was aligned. I personally also use this as an educator, as a teacher, special education teacher in my district. And I really enjoy the program. So imagine my surprise when I saw that because it's, it's something that teachers are able to use to really push what it is that your students need, right? And so you're not gonna, this isn't like a one thing, like this isn't the program that you use to, to see what the student is doing the entire year, because we also have to prepare them for state testing and things like that. So, but as far as using it as something that I can show parents growth, in a very visual way, in a very meaningful way. I do appreciate that about the program as a teacher, but so I do want to let the public know that the Bassett teachers do enjoy the program. They are using it and they don't want to get rid of it. But we just wanted to make sure that we were covering all our bases when it came to the lawsuit.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, exactly. Like just because we're small and in the corner, in the far corner, we didn't want to just be left in the dark and, our families left in the dark about what was going on.
I appreciate the opportunity just to talk about it since you have concerns.
Thank you.
Ms. Van Dunen.
First of all, I'd like to thank Vice President Gonzalez for bringing this up. I think it's very important that we stay as watchers for the children in our under our guidance. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of iReady as an authentic assessment tool or even a support tool, but because I use one kind of like it, I use Lexi.
I work at Lexia. My son has apraxia, so and I was a SPED teacher, so I'm very familiar with
I'm a
Lexia.
SPED teacher too.
Okay.
But I do understand it and knowing that our teachers find it very useful and like she said, it does indicate growth. I want to thank you for your extremely clear explanation of all of it, and it's so logical and it's so simple, it makes sense.
That means a lot, because I was worried.
It really did. I do have a question. You did mention that it's 30 to 49 minutes a week and that the district can monitor it. And I know Alexia has the same
Yeah.
things. I'm short on minutes, Elise. I always get
Yeah.
the email that says I'm short on minutes. Do we utilize that here? Do we know?
These are new tools that just came out.
Okay,
That's brand new.
okay, well, good.
There's so much focus right now on, this is all coming from the screen time focus, like all these lawsuits and stuff, so we put limits on it, and it's really easy for the district, like, the kids get flagged right away, so we'll see it, yeah,
Excellent. That was a good app.
yeah, we needed that.
Thank you so
And we're
much.
doing a lot more to talk with the parents.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Any further questions or comments?
Thank you for the presentation.
Okay, great,
It
thanks,
clears
I'm
up.
ready for the next one now, so.
Wait, sorry, one last thing, Ms. Gonzalez.
I lost it. I lost my question.
Okay, I'm listening out, well, it's good,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
both. Informational items, public comments related to closed session, I believe there are none. Public comments related to open session items or non-agenda matters. Perfect. Communications, superintendent comments, Dr. Anthony Ortiz.
Thank you, Board President Simonton. Bring up, I just wanted to, share, with the Board of Education tonight, just a few slides here. I will go ahead, as the team works on the presentation. One, I just wanted to, let the Board of Education know that, Wednesday, July 29th to Friday, July 31st is our 2026 Leadership Symposium. The theme for this year's symposium is Get on the Bus, Building Capacity, Driving Excellence. And I do want to thank our amazing planning committee, Dr. Julie Harrison, Jason Tavi, Gamal, Salama, Tamiko Lee Nolasco, Megan Esper, Jim Arianes, Carla Calderon, and Alexandra Zuniga. They've done an amazing job. I just round of applause. And yeah, fortunate to be handed a very nice thick agenda with a lot of wonderful activities. Each of the managers will receive, if you have not read, the Energy Bus by John Gordon. I do recommend it. I don't get any money for saying that, but it's a wonderful book. And that will be the theme this year. Get on the bus, build capacity, drive excellence. The theme reflects our shared commitment to moving Bassett Unified School District forward. We know that success is fueled by energy, attitude, and commitment. We, the managers, the team, and I believe everyone in their own right, in their own position as a leader, we as the leaders set the tone. We drive excellence through collaboration, purpose, and relentless belief that every student deserves our very best. And every leader in Bassett Unified, which is everyone, has a seat on our bus. So I just want to let the Board of Education know. The next slide. We also have Monday, August 17th is our 2026-2027 welcome back. The theme will be the same, get on the bus, building capacity, driving excellence. We will be meeting at the Watanabe Center at Torch Middle School. We will have time for breakfast and coffee, catching up with colleagues, and meeting our new Bassett staff. And everyone will also hear from me, their new superintendent, and we will kick off an exciting 26-27 school year. So looking forward to seeing everyone. Put in your calendars now. Should be a sold out event. The next thing I wanted to thank, Board President Seaman Dodd mentioned it at the beginning. You know, I show up here and everything is set up and cleaned and organized. And because of me, we had to move locations for the board meeting. I am so appreciative of our Board of Education for allowing me this time. But these things don't happen without the hard work and dedication of a lot of folks. And I am the beneficiary of that, so I do appreciate everyone. So I do want to thank Bassett High School for hosting. Well, I want to thank our Bassett High School custodians, Luis Cárdenas, Luis Rivera, Adam Peralta, Horacio Ramirez, Dora Acosta, Philip Ayala, Rick Barreto, Joe Ortiz, no relation, and Christina Adams. We came here a couple of times to visit and check up with Miss Ibarra, Miss Suniga, and I, and every detail that we asked them to prepare, they did, and they did an amazing job. So I'm so grateful to them. I'd like to give them a big round of applause. Our Technology and Innovation Services Department, Randy Gudati and Ivan, are here tonight also making it all happen. In business services, our lead maintenance, Raul Manriquez was also brought our wonderful podium. I think he wrapped it up in a nice big moving blanket so that nothing happened to it. It's literally brand new. And Miss Ibarra and her team were able to work with a company to get the district logo on the front as of today. So I'm really happy. So thank you to anybody and everybody. Carla was here, Anna from Ed Services helping with the food, helping Alexandra. So thank you to everybody for making this happen. And my last slide is a personal one. That little guy is sitting in the back in a blue brown shirt. He is spending his birthday here. One of my favorite pictures of him, brings back many wonderful memories. He was so patient taking that picture, and he's patient sitting here with celebrating that, and I do appreciate it. We'll celebrate later in the week, but happy birthday to my son Ariane. And then last but not least, I do again want to thank the Board of Education. Surprising me with words from my wife was just amazing. Thank you. That's a lot. Now I can imagine. No, but that's been a whole lot, and I appreciate my wife. That's not easy. It's not easy being up here right now, but for her to go up there and speak in front of everybody and speak from the heart, I appreciate that, and all the wonderful words that she said. I do appreciate anyone and everybody involved in making my first board meeting memorable thus far, and I hope to conclude on that same note. So thank you, Board President Simon.
Go to board member comments, board member Dina Flores.
You follow that. You do a slide presentation. Thank God. Okay, so I'd like to begin first by saying thank you to Dr. Ortiz's family for joining us at this special meeting. We know that leadership in public education is a commitment shared not only by the individual, but also by those who support behind the scenes. We appreciate your presence as we welcome Dr. Ortiz to our districts and begin this new chapter together. Remember, tell us what time's dinner so we don't bother you. Or maybe we'll go pull up the chair and have it. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the representatives, our elected officials who joined us this evening to welcome our new superintendent. Your presence reflects the strong partnership between our schools and the communities we serve. Thank you for taking the time to be here and for your continued support of public education. Our students, our staff, and our district. We look forward to working together as we begin this exciting new chapter under our superintendent's leadership. So last week I had the opportunity to attend the NALEO conference, National Association Latino Educated Officials and Elected Officials. God, I was trying to get my brain was trying to say something, my mouth wanted to say something else. Which brought together leaders from across the country to discuss civic engagement, leadership, and issues affecting Latino communities. It was a valuable opportunity to hear about emerging trends, best practices, innovative approaches that strengthen our work. I also connected with peers and organizations doing impactful work, and I look forward to sharing relevant ideas and resources that may benefit our board and our communities we serve. The Naleo Service Project was one of them. We got an opportunity to bag little goodies and stuff for the children of burn victims. That was really good. Some of the topics discussed there was immigration. How was immigration affecting our students? We also discussed data centers. Depending on which sessions you went to, there was talks on data centers and AI. So as I look at all this and I reflect, well, I know we just finished a year, but actually the beginning of the year is like almost here already, you know? So as I reflect on the work before us, I'm reminded that a company's greatest assets are its employees. And I've always said that. The most successful organizations understand that investing in their people creates a culture where individuals are supported, challenged, and given the opportunities to grow. That investment ultimately strengthens the entire organization. That same principle applies to public education. Our school district's greatest asset is our students. We are privileged to serve. Every decision we make, whether it's related to policy, budget, facilities, curriculum, personnel, should ultimately reflect our commitment to student success. Students are not simply beneficiaries of our work. They are the reason for what we do. As a board, we have a responsibility to ensure that every student has access to the tools, resources, opportunities, and support they need to reach their full potential. When we invest in our students, we are investing in the future of our schools, our community, and the next generation of our leaders. As we continue to work together, I hope we will always ask ourselves one simple question: how does this decision improve the outcomes for students? If we can answer that question with confidence, we will remain focused on the purpose that brought us here, to serve every student with excellence, integrity, and care. So as I look at this, I ask, students are our why, but our staff, our personnel, and everything, we need them to be our how. How are we going to do this? How are we going to serve our students? It takes everybody working together to do that. And last, I do want to say, reiterate, thank you so much to the staff for all their hard work in making this meeting setup very special. Thank you so much, Bassett.
Very much. Board member Dolores Rivera.
Did you hear me with the mic? Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Ortiz's family for being here. And I hope that your wife feels the same way after we send you home the next day after a board meeting. For him to come back 3 hours or 4 hours later. But it's not all the time, but it does happen. But thank you all for coming. I like it that your family came, and it shows the commitment that you have to our families and our students, and we're going to see all that through the success our students are going to have, and the engagement, more engagement from the parents that will be joining us, because the doors will be open more, they'll feel more at home. For a long time, they had not been feeling at home or wanted at the schools area. It just started a couple of years ago, that they felt welcome, and now they're going to feel even better, more special, that they'll be coming more. They're already waiting for the coffees with the principals and the meetings to come and join us all. So thank you to the dignitaries that were here, all of elected officials, and everyone that was here. Thank you, and to our staff that was here also to welcome Dr. Ortiz. I also attended the Naleo conference, and it was very educational. I learned a lot about things and the parent engagement and the political policies for the laws for immigration and all that. And they were very eye-opening, that I didn't realize how much it takes to get a law or do a reform, immigration reform. We hadn't had any immigration reform since Reagan was in, and that was a long, long time ago. Maybe hopefully, this time we will get some reform so that we could all work together and do better as human beings and as community members to help each other out. And then also board member Flores and board member Gonzalez could add to this. This is gonna, this is for Dr. Ortiz, this is for Head Start. This envelope, and it helps them with a lot of things. It's abriendo puertas, opening doors. And there's a lot of grants in here for our Head Start department or child development to get them going or see what they could do for us. And that'd be great. The lady was there talking to us, and she really went into details about the scholarships and everything and the sponsors that they have. So that would be good for them. And then this program that's called, we did the service project for the burn, what was it called? Burn Center. They work with children and families who have gone through a fire and had some of the children burn or themselves. And they work with them and they help them mentally and everything. But they also do prevention. They do, they have an LA troop that's free. They come out to the schools free of charge. And we can't pass this up. They work with the child development, with the babies. And they help the parents how to work with the kids so that they don't get burned accidentally. Because you know how sometimes we forget that they're crawling or all of a sudden they start walking and they'll tip the hot coffee or something. And those are accidents that could be prevented. So it starts from childhood to toddlers. Then they go to, they also do kids that cook at home, what safety measures they could take, and they teach all this free with the troop. They do the youth fire starters intervention program. Kids that love playing with firecrackers, they also get burned or burn someone else. So they have all these programs, and they go from Head Start all the way to high school. They have a safety smart teens, burn awareness for teens and young adults. So they have all the programs. So depending on what they're gonna go do, if they're going to child development, they'll do child development and read. They have these little stuffed animals that they have there. Lucky as a cat or a dog. It looks like. And then it was a lizard, but it turns out in reading the book, it's chameleon. And they bring all that and they show the kids and reading the books and, you know, they teach them how fire prevention, how to not hurt themselves or anything. So they're great programs. And again, I can't stress it enough, free of charge, free. You can't beat that. It's free. And I hope that we use it, especially with the little ones and the adult ones, the high school kids that are always having lighters in their hands and oh, it's scary. So if we could use those programs. Sure was tough. That would be great for them. And the lady Debbie that does the classes was so excited about this and she got me so excited and jazzed that I think I volunteered for something. Because she emailed me and she said, I'm looking forward to our next meeting. So I don't know what I volunteer for. I'll find out at our next meeting. So these will go to you to pass on to all the principals of all the grades and child development. Again, free of charge. We can't go wrong with that. Thank you. Good night, Bassett. And thank you for the visitors that are here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Board Clerk Patrice Stanzioni.
I went up to Betty after Ms. Rivera did, and she did volunteer for something. And I don't remember what she told me, but she was so excited that she was so excited. I mean, it's an incredible program and it is free. She did say that the elementary program was a little slapstick, so it catches the kids' attention. And it's gonna be great to put through all of our schools. So as to begin, I'd like to thank Mrs. Ortiz for setting the stage for the meeting. She brought in families and love and support. And, as I immediately went out to, we need a job that we can hire her for. But that's at the stage for all of this. So I had typed out notes to share, and it just totally changed everything. And happy birthday, Adrienne. Happy 22nd birthday, Yolga. Anyway, and it's a joyous moment too, because you as an adult in a family of educators, it makes me think, are you gonna be an educator? Again, this is a family of educators. Most of the people that I met in his beautiful family are educators, not administrators. They are teachers. They are teachers that are teaching 5th grade, 3rd grade. They're teachers that are out leading children. So I know he's gonna get an earful because the teachers have a filter. I'm a teacher, she's a teacher. And he's surrounded by education, and so he's surrounded by what the point of all of this is. I had my one-on-one with him a couple of weeks ago, and I have to tell you this, he melted my heart because the things that he brought forth and the questions that he asked showed me what kind of person he was. He's not the guy that's looking down, ordering people around. He's the guy that started as a teacher. He's the dad, and he's the one that is listening. And because of that, I have great hope. We have an incredible team now. I think our team is complete. He is the last puzzle piece to fit this. And I think that that gives me such great hope for everything. You know, we were talking, Mrs. Ortiz made a comment that Dr. Ortiz had said, you know, it's gotta be, if it doesn't work with his kids, he doesn't want it. And when I came on board with this board, when I was first appointed, one of the things I said, I wanted to make it a district where I could bring my nieces and nephews. And I still believe that. If we trust that our families will be okay with that, we should be here. But more importantly, we should be here to make it that place. I did attend the NALEO conference. The very last session I went to was the ethical practices. And it was really interesting because I thought we were all board members, and then they separated us into state assemblymen, state senators, city council members, and then there was a group of board members. And it was wonderful. They ran us through scenarios, and I took great joy in that. I wish the room had been full because it was a very rich experience for us, explaining and really forcing transparency, authentic representation as we are elected officials to truly represent who we're supposed to. It was really very valuable. I want to thank all of the representatives from all of our elected officials that came to show their support. And I think that that's another showing that we are on the right track, that the path is there, and we've got support, we've got partners, and we're going to use them to best support us. I have great hope for this district right now. This has not been an easy summer for me. I did not come to the last meeting because of a medical issue. There have been a whole bunch of other things. But I start school August 3rd, and I start back with my students August 5th, year 46 of teaching. I believe in children. I believe right now in Dr. Ortiz, Dr. Harrison, Tamiko, Miss Ibarra, everybody that's sitting up here, that this is going to be a moving year for this district. We are small, but we can do it. And I firmly believe that. On that note, I'll say good night.
Vice President Norma Gonzalez.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you to Dr. Ortiz's family for joining us tonight. Please feel free to join us anytime. Also, you know, thank you to our city officials for joining us, echoing what Board Member Patrice said. It's a great start to Dr. Ortiz's tenure here because it puts a face to our school community. It gives our public officials someone to communicate with, someone to touch base with if they ever, you know, need anything, or if we ever need anything. And I think that that is an amazing way to start this school year, is with them understanding that once again, they're small but mighty, and we're here to take care of our Bassett community. So thank you to everyone who came tonight. Unfortunately, I will not be able to do the welcome because I start school that same day. So last year was amazing. I was able to attend, and it worked out that my school year wasn't starting until the week after, but this year not so lucky. But
you know, it'll be a great time for everyone to get to know Dr. Ortiz. So I'm looking forward to hearing how that goes. I also attended the Vallejo conference. That's all I'll say about that. No, I'm kidding. Although there were some great moments and I did enjoy a lot of the sessions, unfortunately, there was a lot of comments made by some of their guest speakers, especially on immigration and data centers, that was not conducive to our community that is full of people of color. And it just seemed very out of touch, which was very disappointing. There were big corporations like Edison and Microsoft there trying to convince the people of color that data centers are great. Knowing full well that our community is currently, trying to push back on data centers because of what they mean to our communities. So I was a little bit disappointed that the NALEO community or the NALEO administrators or whoever puts the conference together felt it was very comfortable to allow certain people to speak that whose opinions and views are not aligned with, at least not this school district. I do understand that there are more conservative people on different boards, and I respect that, but that is not the type of information or vibe that we bring here. So I unfortunately probably will never attend another conference. It just wasn't my experience. I feel like our conference monies could be better put to use somewhere else. But not to negate what my fellow board members were saying, yes, there were some amazing sessions, and I did come away learning a lot and meeting a lot of our state officials and out-of-state officials. It just was very concerning that super conservative voices were being allowed to make very unfortunate comments about immigration during this conference. And I just don't feel that we should be aligned with something like that. But that is my takeaway from the conference. That's all I'll say on that. If you have any questions, anyone, about my experience, I will gladly let you know specifics. And I will share my specifics with Dr. Ortiz. Moving on. I think as the year starts, Dr. Ortiz will be surprised how many alumni are in the district, educators, custodians. A lot of them are products of Bassett. So if you are from the district and you are a graduate, let Dr. Ortiz know. I wanted to see just how many of us there are. And I think we toyed around with an idea at some point of getting us all together and for a picture or something we could brag about how many alumni we have from Bassett in the district working. And I feel like that's what really keeps us going, is that investment that we are part of this community. Some of us born and raised, some of us just raised here, and graduates from here, community members. And I think that's it for me. I'm looking forward to the new school year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you again to Dr. T's family, not only for coming tonight, but for sticking around the rest of the plan. I can't even make them sometimes, I know, but we're not gonna go long. Alexandra will hit me with the gavel if you dare go long. But thank you for staying here, and it's like I mentioned, we really appreciate the time that you'll let him be with us, but we try to be judicious with this time, so we will hopefully not keep them too long and get you over flowers. I'm sorry to put you in that uncomfortable situation, my bad. But thank you for being here. Welcome, Dr. Ortiz, officially to Bassett. It is a great pleasure to have you join us as our superintendent of schools. This has been an incredible experience for myself personally. I'm aware the majority of this board is new to a superintendent recruitment process. And I'm confident to know from our two leading board members who have done this before to hear that this process was very different from the past times for the better. I found this process very collaborative with you all, knowing that we all have at times different points of views and perspectives, but we truly have come together as a collegiate body to pick someone who will lead our district for all the multifaceted needs that Bassett requires in this moment. As a strategic, innovative leader, and coming together and picking Dr. Ortiz has been an incredible experience. So welcome. I'm exhausted. This has been an awful year of how busy I've been because of it. So for one last final time, I rue you, Dr. Alvarez, doing this to me. Thank you, Dr. Ortiz. And when I got elected, I was told that I had big shoes to fill from my predecessor. And I think I kind of shared that with you, Dr. Ortiz, that you do not have big shoes to fill, you have your own shoes to fill. For me personally, I will obviously refer back to my experience with Dr. Alvarez as a North Star for some instances. Particularly if there's been a lot of new things, I will even continue to reference to Dr. Harrison. But you are your own leader, you will forge your own path, you are learning, and learning you have within the last month and some change. But it's been busy not only with the recruitment part, coordinating interviews with our ESS advisors, but obviously facilitating the transition with staff, getting him before his first start date to actually see the school. So the day before school ended, we were able to drive to all the school sites, meeting with him on his first official day or second day. To go over our board operating protocols, giving the expectation of communication with us, making sure that, you know, he's doing his part to support our role as governance members of the team. Looking forward to continue working with you. Very excited for next week for you all to get the year started with the leadership symposium, joining the back to school welcome back breakfast, and then starting this school year. This is a really big responsibility that I know you don't take lightly. We don't take it lightly, so we're truly excited for you. With the new academic year, I know staff is preparing for that, so wishing them all the best. And as we begin this new school year, I am very excited to continue to be the strongest advocate for our community and our students. In the next couple of weeks, I will be joining the Los Angeles County School Trustees Association Executive Board on their leadership retreat as we figure out what's our program for the next year and advocating for Los Angeles County students and school boards, not only throughout California, but throughout this nation as public education continues to face these attacks. I myself did not go to the LEGO conference. I'm actually the only member of the board who didn't go. Similarly to Ms. Gonzalez, I was kind of aware of what that organization can be sometimes. I'm not a fan of the former president for their queerphobic remarks, who is also an elected member in the Los Angeles area. So I am very excited nonetheless that you all had a productive time. I apologize, Ms. Rivera, that you volunteered something you don't remember what you volunteered for, but good for you. We should do that. Every time we go to a conference, we have to blindly volunteer for something. So thank you for coming back. I think the community oftentimes takes, or not like we take it for granted, but I think there's this perception of, oh, people go to conferences, they spend all this money and don't bring stuff back. But this is a prime example of bringing the knowledge that we get back. I think I've only really attended the CSBA stuff, and honestly, I have my certificates to prove that I learned stuff. But thank you to the four of you for the opportunity nonetheless to go out there and meet folks and bring that knowledge back to Bassett. That's it with me. It's the beginning of the new academic year, fiscal year. Let's see how busy we are in August as we get started with the new school year. So that will be the end of my board member comments, and we will now go into closed session. Public employment pursuant to Governing Code Section 54957, Principal Middle School, Principal High School, Director Special Education. Conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to Governing Code Section 54956.9, Bassett USD versus Belterra Group. Comprehensive legal counsel potential litigation pursuant to government code section 54956.9. One case, public employee discipline, dismissal, suspension, reassignment, release, non-reelection, non-reappointment. Oh my. Pursuant to government code section 54957. And I believe there's one more. Yes, conference with labor negotiators pursuant to government code section 549.7.6. We will go into closed session at 7:21 p.m. Thank you.
There were lots.
Yeah.
Session.
Closed session.
Evening, we will reconvene at a closed session at 9 p.m. We're at a closed session. I realize I have it too much.
Sure.
In closed session on a motion by Ms. Dina Flores, seconded by Ms. Patrice Stanzioni. And a vote of 5 board members approved, 0 board members opposed, 0 board members abstain or absent. The governing board took action to accept a settlement of $1,250,000 in the matter of Bassett Unified School District versus Belterra Real Estate Services. Case number 21PSCV 00399. All proceeds will be recommitted back to the bond fund. This is in closed session on a motion by Ms. Rivera and seconded by Ms. Stanzioni. And a vote of 5 board members approved, 0 members opposed, 0 members abstained, 0 member absent. The governing board took action to approve the appointment of Brianna Umana as Director of Special Education, pending the onboarding and employment clearance process by Human Resource Services. In closed session on a motion by Ms. Rivera, seconded by Ms. Flores, and a vote of 4 members approved, 1 member opposed, and 0 members abstained or absent. The governing board took action to approve the appointment of Maritza Galavitz as high school principal at Bassett Senior High School, effective July 22nd, 2026. The vote was Mr. Simatal, yes. Ms. Gonzalez, yes. Ms. Stanzioni, no. Ms. Rivera, yes. Ms. Flores, yes. In closed session on a motion by Ms. Stanzioni and seconded by Ms. Rivera, and a vote of 5 members approved, 0 members opposed, 0 members abstained, and 0 members absent. The governing board took action to approve the appointment of Cynthia Corral as middle school principal at Torch Middle School and high school principal at Noa Vista Continuation High School, effective July 22nd, 2026. We will continue with discussion action items. Item 1, approval resolutions. Resolution 001-27. Board compensation for missed meetings. The superintendent recommends the Board of Education approve resolution number 001-27, board compensation for missed meetings by board member Patrice Stanzioni. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Ms. Gonzalez, second by Ms. Rivera. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I believe I abstain, or I believe I recuse,
You may vote in favor, you can abstain, but
but it means that I did.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I or something. Yeah,
sorry, your vote.
I believe it's recusing, supposed to do.
Not necessarily, but if you'd like to refuse, you may refuse.
Sure.
Okay, so we have 1 abstention and I will vote yes. The motion carries with 1 abstention, Ms. Stanzioni. Consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered by the board to be items that will be enacted by the board in 1 motion. There will be no discussion of these items prior to the time the board votes on the motion, unless members of the board, staff, or public request specific items be discussed and or removed from the consent calendar. Are there any items on the consent a member wishes to be removed? Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar as scheduled?
Motion.
Definitely heard.
I'll take
Ms.
second.
Flores-
I'll take second.
Ms. Flores, second by Ms. Stanzioni. Roll call vote.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Adjournment. Next regular board meeting will be held on August 11, 2026. Before I adjourn, I forgot to announce this. We had a representative from the Upper San Gabriel Municipal Water District. This was Catherine Vasquez, the Water Resources Analyst 1, who came before the board sometime last year, along with Director and former Bassett alum and board member Ed Chavez, highlighting the educational programs and resources for our students. So she offered this packet here. I will ask if our illustrious and amazing senior administrative assistant can please coordinate with our superintendent to get this connection, the partnership going. Thank you.
Amazingly.
Adjourn the regular board meeting of July 21st, 2026. Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Ms. Flores, seconded by Ms. Rivera. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We stand adjourned at 9:05 PM. Have a great evening, Bassett.